Get today's homework that was due today, and I won't collect it till tomorrow because it has review problems on it. So we'll take care of that next time. Also coming out is old homework. So grab yours, pass on the rest. I think everyone in here has their summer packets done, so congratulations to y'all. This week, we have some review. We'll also start on the next unit, which deals with slopes. It shouldn't hinder anything as far as what's on the quiz for tomorrow. We have a quiz tomorrow over everything we've done so far. The 2A notes will not be on the quiz. Go for it. And then I meant to go this. That's 2B, 2C, and 2D. Other things that are taking place this week, that's about it. I think we're good. I hope to have one thing that you might find about me is I grade pretty darn quick. So the quizzes we take on Tuesday would probably be in latest Thursday morning. And then any quizzes I will hand back to you. That's for you to keep forever and ever, I think. And then tests are we keep here. Okay? But you can always see them. What else do we have? That's about it. So let's take a look. So I'll mark off. I will just collect today's homework tomorrow. And I just want to see if you have any questions about pages 11 through 14. So I could run through those. Yeah.
30.
Number 30. Okay. Problem number 30 says, a family has a pool that is 24 feet wide, 48 feet long. They want to have it fenced in with a uniform cement border around the pool. So you want to have this border put around the pool, which will be cement or whatever. So this distance has to be X, this distance has to be X, this distance has to be X, and this has to be X. And then they tell us if there is 212, so if the perimeter of fence is 212 feet, they want to know how to make this work best. Okay, does everyone understand the problem? Yeah. Gentlemen in back are chatting too much, they're too happy about something. And it can't be a swimming pool. All right. I know the perimeter equation because we took geometry is 2L plus 2W. We need to take a look at the new length. So the length will be 48 plus 2x. And the reason it's 2x is because I have x here and I have x here. So x plus x is 2x. Then I know the width of the pool with the fence. The perimeter is 24 plus 2x as well. Same idea. So if the swimming pool is 24, I have another version of x and x here. So that's x plus x is 2x. I think we should be able to do this. I just want to make sure what the problem says. How wide should the border be? Okay, so we're trying to figure out x itself. Okay, so we're just trying to figure out x would stay the same all the way around the pool. Of course, if you're the diagonal, it's bigger than that. So let's plug in what we know. 212 is 2L. L we know is 48 plus 2x plus 2W. We know W is 24 plus 2x. Why is it slowing down on me? It's getting all jumpy. All right. I could do this real quick. I could divide everything by 2, so I could make 106 over here. And I could drop the parentheses. Or I could have distributed over the parentheses. That should have been an X. Is that okay? Where's the Y?
The Y.
Where are you looking? Purple or black?
The 2y. Black.
Help me out. I'm not seeing it.
It's
That's a 4.
1x plus 2y.
1x plus, right here?
24, man.
That's a 24. Sorry about that. My thing is getting, I think it should be brand new, but it's lagging behind. I must have to update it. All right. I'll try and write more clearly. I'm sorry. Are we all good on so far? All right. So if I add 48 and 24 together, what do I get?
72.
And 2. If I add 2x and 2x together, I get
4x.
4x. If I subtract 72 from 106, I get 34?
35.
34 or 24?
35.
Okay? So I would find x to be 34 over 4, which reduces to 17 over 2. 17 over 2 feet kind of is goofy to think about, so I would say we have 8 1/2 feet of perimeter. Does that seem okay?
Yes.
All right. What else do we like to look at from those pages? Go ahead, up front. 8. Number 8. Ooh, yeah. That one?
Yep.
All right. I could, if I wanted at this point, look to see if I could clear the denominator in which I'd have 3 terms. That might be a way to do it so you're not dealing with a fraction. So I have this term, I have this term, and I have this term. Does everyone feel comfortable me saying I have 3 terms?
Yes.
If I were to multiply and clear the denominator, what number can I multiply all 3 terms by to get rid of our denominators? 15, exactly. Let's see. Angela here. I could multiply by 5, but then I would still have the 3 to contend with. That's why I chose 15. All right. So if I have 15 times each of those, that'll cancel. That gives me 3, so I have to make sure I distribute that. Is that okay? Then this is going to go in there 5 times. So 5 times -2 is -10x. And then 15 times 4 is 60. Now I don't have a denominator to worry about. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Add 10x, so I get 13x over here. Add 68, so I get 78 over here. Divide by 13. Is it 8.5? I don't know. It's 6? 6 exactly?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. All right. Whoa, that's not a 6. All right. What else we got?
22.
Do what? So what? Who? 30 what?
33.
32?
30.
32 and 33. All right, I got to come over here because this is way too talkative over here. What happened? Someone like something? Oh, man, I'm sorry. All right. 32. Your final exam makes up 20% of your semester grade. Your grade in the class before the final is 82.4. You need at least a B minus in the course, 80%. What is the minimum you can get on the final exam? All right, so you're going into the final with an 82.4%. And you have a final exam that's worth 20% of your grade. And you want to make sure you get a B. Now, this is So this is where every student, well, 79.5 is the same thing as an 80. Hate to tell you this, but you really want, do you want 99.5% of the airplanes to fly safely to their destination?
Of course not.
Because at any given time, there's about 400,000 planes in the air a day. And if only 99.5% of them make it correctly, 2,000 of them crash. So you tell me that 99.5 is the same as 100%? Like, dang it. So, will I round a grade up? Yeah, it's all the determining factors of if you sit in a smelly part of the room, you don't ever get an upper grade. Oh, yeah, it's not my fault. I'm just joking. All right.
Cooper, that's you, bro.
So,
Tootin',
so do we know? Thank you for a little. Is Ben here? Ben, it says your ballet slippers are in the office. All right. So the final exam is worth 20% of a grade of your overall grade, and your grade going into the final exam is this. What is your all your semester work account for as far as the percentage-wise of your grade? 80%. Everyone feel good about that?
Yes.
All right, so we know that I'm going to go 0.824 because that's that times 0.80, that's the 80, plus, I don't know what the final exam is, but I know that it's 20%. And we want to make it equal 80%, which is 0.80. Is everyone okay with the manipulation of the decimals? If you have a calculator, help me out, please. 0.824 times 0.8. 0.824 times 0.8. I can't do it in my head. 0.6592. That means you get a 0% on the final. That's your grade in the class.
Wow.
So you can't fail. That's kind of the nice thing. All right, you're gonna subtract 0.6592 or point. I'm trying to see if it'll work if I flip it over. So 0.80 minus 0.6592. 0.80 minus 0.6592. Anybody? 1408. 1408. Divide it now by 0.2 or 0.20, 0.1408. 704. So 70.4% is what you need to get on the final to keep your B. There you go. And that's basically how we do your grades for your final exam. It always cracks me up when you get the kid who has the 82.4 says, "Hey, what do I have to get on the final to get an A?" And it's not going to happen. That's not fair. No, it's actually math. So 82.4 is too far away from an A to get there. Yeah.
Can we do 33?
33. I'm going to hover over yours if that's okay. Perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so the perimeter of a rectangle is between 30 and 63 centimeters. The length is equal to twice the width. What are the intervals? Okay. Let's see. I know that the perimeter equation is this. And if I know that the length has to be equal to 2W, I'm going to plug that in. So I get 2 times 2W plus 2W. And then I'm going to do this. Less than 30 and less than 63. Does that make sense so far? All right. I think that's 6W. This center comes out to 6W, right? That's a 6W. 30 is less than 6W because 2W times 2W or 2 times 2W is 4W. Yeah, it's trying to be. This computer's getting slow on me right now. I don't know why. Or tablet or whatever you're gonna call it. Divided by 6.
21 halves.
21.5. Cool.
21 over 2.
21 over 2. Thank you. So our widths are between 5 and 21 over 2, or 11 and a half. All right. So hold off on those. Finish those up for tomorrow, please. And I will collect them definitely tomorrow. I know I didn't mark anybody, so you're okay. I want to hand this packet out. I'm not, while this is coming out to you, we have time to look at a couple of the problems on here. No, we're not going to play the game Connect 4. They had some cutesy thing in place, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to. I'm not that cutesy person.
Oh, cool.
We're not sure about no.
Knows my mind.
Honestly.
I'm improved by research too. I'm a researcher.
All right. So this packet that came out to you would be a good review, starting at the third slide. Slide 1 and slide 2. We're just playing this Connect 4 game. We're not going to play it. I'm sorry. I know that disappoints you, but deal with it. If you're able to do the slide, so it looks like questions 1 through 30. That means that you would be very much able to do tomorrow's quiz. I have time right now to answer 3 of these questions. If there's any of the questions on this that need an honest look to do. How much? No? So take a look at any of those questions. If any of them stick out, I have time to go over 3. I will have this entirely worked out and on Schoology by the end of next period. So if you use this as a study guide this evening, if you go on to Schoology, you can find these notes, and that will allow you to, be successful. Question? No? 10. Question 10. The 2/3 x plus 23 is greater than 27?
Yeah. No, that's not. I don't need a question.
Okay.
Let's do one of the percent ones.
Where are you at?
I can't. Yeah.
24. All right. Looks like a good one. Let's take a look at problem number 24. I'll flip back to it here. That one? Define your variables. Write an equation or inequality and solve it. Be sure your answers are in the context of the problem, so that means label it. So you have a job working retail in a clothing store. You earn 5% sales commission and an hourly wage of $10. If you work 80 hours and sell $3,600 worth of merchandise in 1 month, what will your monthly paycheck be without considering taxes? Okay. So 10 times the 80, that's given us $800 right off the bat. So we didn't get any commission yet, right? That means that $2,400 came from your paycheck. So hang on, I goofed. I'm sorry, I misread the question.
Yeah.
All right. So you earn 0.05 commission, whatever is sold. You work 80 hours, so that's your $800. If you work and you happen to sell $3,600 in merchandise in 1 month. Your commission isn't 3,600. Where's that 3,600 going to get plugged in? How do I find that commission? Yeah, it's the C value. So I'm going to take this right here, plug it in right here. So I'm going to get 0.05 C, or 0.05 times 3,600. And I'm going to add it to the other 800 that my hourly wage. Done. So, did I do it wrong?
No, you're doing it right.
0.5. So is it $180 in commission?
Yep.
Did I do that right?
Yes.
So 0.05 times 3,600 is 180. 180 added to the 800, so you made $980 on your paycheck.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I sold $3,600. Yeah, but the company has to make money too. Yeah. Huh. Any other questions you want to take a look at on this packet?
18.
Number 18. That one? Is that the 18?
Yeah.
All right. Defining variable. You have no more than 80 feet of fencing to make a rectangular dog run in your backyard. Okay, so you're talking about less than or equal to 80 feet. Okay? All right. You will use the side of your garage that's 15 feet wide. Okay, so if you had this 15-foot section of your garage that you're going to use for your dog run, that means you're talking about this is the region you're going to talk about. Okay? So how long can you make your dog run? So this is 15, that has to be 15. 15 and 15, or so if you subtract the 15 from the original 80, that's 65. So this side needs to be 65 over 2. And this side have to be 65 over 2, just keeping it as a fraction,
32.5.
which is 32.5.
What if someone
Yeah.
wanted to make a triangle?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Well, we did make a triangle because they didn't tell us that. All right. Could we? So that's making it using the entire one side of the fence, or using the garage length, right? But can I make it shorter here? If I make it shorter here, that's going to be shorter here as well, right? So we're not asking for the maximum area because there's a way to figure out the maximum area, and it's not always what they have listed. So you can have a 15 by 32.5 foot wide. That's using the entire side of the garage. But let's say you wanted to go less than that, you could also figure that out. But I think that's the answer we would be looking for right there. I'm happy with that. I mean, to me, if you have the entire width of the garage, you said you're going to use 15 feet. Well, use 15 feet. And then you'd have an opposite side being 15 as well. One last question, and then you'll have to find the rest of these on school that you worked out. And I'll write them a little neater. Sorry. Yeah.
30?
Like that's no, yeah, no. Right.
Number 30, you have a piece of artwork you would like to frame. The piece is 11 by 17. Okay, so here's your picture. The perimeter of your frame, so once you have framed it, the frame should be uniform all the way around. So the perimeter, they tell us, is 72 inches. This is going to be one of the problems. We have to incorporate x. So if that's x, and that's x, and then that's also x. So I would have a length with the frame being 11 plus 2x. And I would have a width. So length. And I'd have a length of, oops, I went backwards, didn't I? Can I make that a 17? And then this 11 plus 2x. Y'all took geometry at one point, right? Does length have to be longer than width? No. So, just to make everyone happy and indoctrinated that the length is always longer than the width from elementary school, we have a length of 17 plus 2x, and we have a width of 11 plus 2x. So everybody feel comfortable with that?
Yeah.
We know the perimeter equation is 2L plus 2W. So, negative 72 is equal to 34 plus 4x. If I multiply that times 2, plus 22 plus 4x. Combine, add 34 and 22 together. I don't know why it snaps back like that. 66?
Wait, no. 56.
56. 56 plus 8x. Subtract 56 from 72 and we get
16.
16.
X equals 2.
So we find that we have this, our border is 2 inches all the way around at uniform length. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, all of the rest of these will be worked out and posted on Schoolage BD. All of the rest of these will be worked out and put on Schoology by the end of next period. So if you use that as a study guide this evening, as well as that 11 through 14, what was the homework, you should do fairly well on the quiz tomorrow.
How big is the quiz?
Oh, really?
The quiz is a front and a back. That is a non-calculator section. Now let me give you my philosophy of calculator versus non-calculator. If I give you a non-calculator portion of the test, you are allowed to use a 4-function calculator. I don't have one. What's a 4-function calculator? It's the calculator that's sitting in your kitchen drawer next to all of this, the extra dental floss and maybe the toothbrushes you got from the dentist. Might have a tape measure, 4 flashlights in which 3 of them don't work. Do you know the kitchen drawer I'm talking about?
The lighters that are out.
Yeah, the lighters don't work.
A bunch of screws.
There's like a piece of thread that you thought might be important that you put in there. Scotch tape that there's only a half a centimeter left on the roll because we didn't have the heart to throw it away. Do you guys know the kitchen drawer I'm talking about? That's where that calculator might exist. So it's a 4-function add, subtract, multiply, and divide calculator. You can, anytime it says non-calculator, you can always use that type on the test. You have to provide it. I don't have them. Okay? So there's 2 parts of the test. The non-calculator, which I will allow the 4-function calculator. And then then there'll be a second page as a front and a back that you can use the graphing calculator on. If you don't have a graphing calculator with you, I do have a set of 10. That's all I have. So hopefully everyone has theirs because you're supposed to have it for the class. We doing okay so far? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Uh-oh, there we go. All right, slope and equations of lines. Access previous proficiency with finding and applying slope and writing equations of lines. What do you do to find slope? I think this is something I need to pull out. I don't know. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's your old slope equation. You have seen that equation a lot. Slope is m. M is a Swedish, or the reason that they use m came from Sweden. The mathematicians in Sweden, M stood for mountain, but it's not mountain. You don't say it. It's whatever the Swedish word for mountain is. If you don't believe me, look it up later. All right. How I kind of remember slope. I remember when I was in high school, I couldn't remember what value went on top, went on bottom. I look at it this way. Okay. I'm not an English teacher, but just go with me. This spells mix, M-Y-X. Okay. You're like, no, mix is with an I. Okay. So just go with me on that. All right. And again, I feel that most of you have seen this equation. If you haven't seen it, you might be in the wrong class. But the thing is, once you have 2 points, you label the points x1, y1, x2, y2. It doesn't matter which set of points you choose first. Just don't mix the x1 with the y2 and the x2 with the y1. Come on, baby. Call back to me. There we go. All right. Second page. Find the slope. So using these, tell me what you think. And I'm going to work these out as you try. Is there 5 of them? You notice I might be putting a letter with it telling if it's increasing or decreasing. Is that really somebody's ringtone? Should be embarrassed. I've got common denominators. All right. First slope I got was 3 over 2. It's increasing. The reason it's increasing is it is a positive slope. Okay? If you draw it, it is pointing to the upper right-hand portion. Okay, so positive slopes means increasing. Number 2, I got 1/3 first slope. I also have that as increasing. Number 3, I have a 0 under. So on the denominator, so that's undefined. That would be a vertical line. Number 4, I have a slope of 0 on top, so I have a slope of 0, which is a constant. It's not rising or not. And then number 5, I think I did it right. I think I got positive 1. Did you get it? Oh, wait, it might be off. Hang on. Yeah, I good. Positive 1, so increasing. Did I get it right? I'll move forward. Uh-oh, someone's here. Oh, this is exciting. My goodness. 2 people. Do they need to come with you? Okay. Jorge, where you at? That's for you. And Parker, where you at? Oh, we pass that back to Parker. He's gonna big trouble. Man, I'll tell you. Did you wave to the camera on your way by?
Huh?
You should have waved to the camera on the way by.
Oh,
Is it filming on the projector?
No, on the oh my god.
Laptop's projecting onto the screen.
Okay, cool.
It can't see me until I walk in front of it.
I just can't. I just can't.
All right.
Does your computer run out of space?
Like I'm normally.
No, my computer doesn't run out of space because once I save it to YouTube, I delete it off the hard drive. So YouTube hasn't run out of space yet. 50 some. I got people, I have no idea who they are. They subscribe to my page.
They're like, well,
I think
kind of creepy.
enjoy math.
It's like, but then I've had people. I have one person who responded to. I was doing an SAT review on something, and the person's like, "Well, my guy," he types a comment. well, my test doesn't have that question, so yours must be wrong. I'm like, who are you? Okay, I must be. All right, so that's line A. That's increasing. Agreed? Because it's positive.
Yes.
Line B, we have 2, -7. And then it's -7, -4. You never know. You might be able to make comments on my videos. I'm sure Googler and Neo are looking at them. That's a decreasing slope because it is negative. And I'll make this one. Do that one green. 4, -5. And 5, -2. Oh, -2. Sorry about that. That one's not right. So that's increasing. All right. What do you notice about lines A and B?
Parallel.
They do appear to be parallel. If we found the slope should be the exact same. Parallel lines do not cross in A and C, yeah. Yeah, A and C. This one and this one. Ah, shoot, I'm on the other one. A and C are parallel. Same slope. A and heck, I'd say A and B and C, I bet you are perpendicular. I would think. They at least appear to be. Anyone know what the difference between the slope of a parallel line or a line to a perpendicular line would be?
Opposite reciprocal.
Right, so if you had a slope of 1 being 3/4, the perpendicular slope is -4/3. But I'm sure we'll get to that. Parallel lines have the same slope. And perpendicular lines have, so if I have A over B, the perpendicular slope would be -B/A. If you had a vertical line, a horizontal line is perpendicular to that. So a slope of 0, the slope of undefined doesn't cross or crosses. All right. Without graphing, decide if these lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Justify your answer. So if I go here, I'm going to get -4, and that's over 6. So -2/3. And then if I try the other one here, 3 minus 3 is 3 minus 3 is 3 plus 3. That's 6. 4 minus 4. So that becomes 3/2. What kind of slope? What kind of lines are these?
Perpendicular.
They're not vertical, they're perpendicular, right? Perpendicular lines, they're opposite signs, so one's positive, one's negative, and one's flipped over the other. Whoops, hang on, there was another problem there. Sorry about that. There was one down here, right? What about this? 4 minus 1 is 3 over -6, so that's this one. So that should be -1/2. And then if I work out this bottom one, extend my page a smidge. 1 minus -3 is 4. 4 minus -4 is 8. So I have a slope of one of the lines being +1/2, one of the lines being -1/2. Are they parallel or perpendicular or neither? Yeah, they are two lines that will cross each other eventually, but they're not the special cases being perpendicular or parallel. May I move on?
Yep.
All right, given the slope of the line, find the missing coordinate. So we're going to use on here something called point slope form. Form is short for formula. I don't know why they use that. So you have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. If you go through this, you know this x1, y1, x2, y2, and then your slope is m. All right, so y minus 6 equals 1/2. X minus x1 is 1. And I had a second point there. I need to have that. Oh, all right. So y. Let's put the 2's in here. So now I'm going to say y2 is k minus 6 equals 1/2. X2 is negative 3 minus 1. Now I can extend the page. Let's see. K minus 6 equals, that's negative 4. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Add 6 to that, so I get to 4. So my missing value was 4. You also could have used this, the slope equation, to find it. Slope equation and point slope are very much related to each other. Ready? All right. What is the slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. What is your standard form? That's ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are whole numbers, and I know I could probably pull these out and they would have shown up. And then point slope is this, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Point slope is the one that's preferred. It's used most often in calculus and in physics. So worry about that. And sure enough, if I pulled out the heart, the star, or the triangle, I would have had the same equations given. I just rewrote them. Moving forward. How many more slides I got? One?
No.
Or one side? Alright, so I know that we're going to run out of space. So let's do this. We're running out of time. So I would like us to, for next time, 17. Page 17 through 19 due Wednesday. We do have the quiz tomorrow. That Connect 4 part, I will have all of that worked out on Schoology by the end of next period. So you can log on to that and double check your work. Cool? Good?
Yes.
Happy?
Yes.
All right, as soon as you will someone bring me my phone? As soon as you get your phone, get out of here. Have a great day. Take care of one another.